All right, we're going. I think.
Yippee!
Yes. All right, we're going.
Yippee! Yippee!
Um.
I'm just
Okay.
refreshing until I get the stream showing up.
Yeah. I need to. Oh my god, my phone is the battery is not working. The connection. So there's a lot of sounds going on, which is just. Oh my god.
Okay, there we go. There it is.
Okay. So.
In my announcements, I'm just gonna do add everyone.
Oh, you're gonna add everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do at here. Okay.
Cool. There we go.
Okay. I need to open the project file first, so.
Yeah, good idea.
I should have done that.
Among the better ideas.
Should have done that first.
Yeah, dumbass.
All right. That's going. You can see my screen on Discord, right?
Yeah, I can see the screen. I was just going over. I can see the chat on the side here. Lol.
Okay. Lol?
There are 2 people watching right now. That's crazy. I might be one of those 2 people.
I think you are. I think I'm the other.
Wow, that's crazy.
We're famous.
I love being engaged. We'll just copy and pasting the link to some people.
Yeah. All right, this might take a minute to unpack. Incredible how prepared we are for this.
Yeah, no, like super duper professional. Like actually, really. OMG.
What?
OMG. My girlfriend is watching.
Oh, cool. Hi, her girlfriend.
Hi.
All right.
I'll scroll to LinkedIn as fuck right now. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm so job pilled.
Why are you on LinkedIn?
Job enjoyer.
What are you doing on LinkedIn? Oh my god, I signed up on LinkedIn so I could.
My best. Okay, actually, I'm doing my best on LinkedIn. I'm trying to hustle. I'm trying to rise above.
I signed up so that I could see what one of my friends was doing. Well, not a friend, but like a person who graduated a couple years before me was doing.
Yeah.
And I've been getting their promotional emails.
Post this on the actually no, I think what we'll do is just, we'll push the VOD more, and
I think I am gonna post the link on Twitter.
Okay, awesome. I will repost it on mine.
Okay.
We're so prepared.
Cory Booker.
I just quote retweet the announcement video, I think. Because then, yeah.
Okay. I've unlocked more on X. AR.
I hope not. I hope not. Oh, gee, too many colors. Hi.
Too many colors?
Hi, too many colors.
That's not a name that I've heard before, I'll admit.
Too Many Colors is awesome. Too Many Colors is like absolutely cracked at music. Shout out Too Many Colors. Hey, sorry, I also don't know.
That's an old friend.
Wow, this is the magic of a duo.
Which one is it? Is it the? I'm assuming it's the larger project file, right?
Yeah, all the more recent one.
They're all from the same.
Yeah, let's just go with the larger one.
I guess.
Whoa, pick up. You're a goofy little guy.
Yeah.
OMG.
Oh wait, you have a new logo. How long have you had that logo for?
Very. and
Man, all 3 pictures of that pixels. Okay.
Yup. You're still waiting for this project, Father God.
Yeah. All right. How long has this been happening for? Almost 5 minutes. All right. Well, that's not too terrible. I should probably allocate more RAM.
Our next song that I will not release the name of right now. Also takes a minute to load.
Ableton crashed. This is definitely something that we should have done before we started streaming.
Shh, it's fine. We could just say thank you to everyone for supporting the song.
Yeah, thanks.
It's been really, really sick.
Thanks to the 6 people watching.
Yeah,
no, I mean, honestly.
Pretty sure
yeah. I'm super happy that that people are excited about this.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of ass.
Thanks. Really appreciate the intense amount of support that we're getting.
I think he's talking about his logo. The really sincere support.
Oh my
god.
Come on, Ham. You can do it. You can open.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'll do some.
Ham has actually been giving us less issues, relatively speaking, compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Oh, here. Do you want something?
Oh no. I can see your Discord on stream, by the way. So if you know that.
Okay. Shush.
All your secret links. That's what you should know. Play a live show. There's no do it. I think so. We would love to play live shows. Something me and Pop have been talking about a bunch is structuring tracks so that they're fun to play and that they're fun to DJ. Is a lot of fun, and our next track that's also really, really good and really, really exciting. I will not say the name of it, so even though I badly want to. Is also structured to be fun to play. So the big issue is that I am in South Africa. Pop is in I'm in Cape Town specifically, and Pop is in New York. So we are an ocean away. And if we were to get booked, it would be incredibly difficult. It would be a matter of whichever one of us is able to would be there.
Yeah.
But down here in Cape Town, I would love to play just a set of just setique stuff and work on a set with Pop.
Yeah.
I think it would be incredible to have the coalescence of our tastes would be really, really cool.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a Sonobus link, but I'm gonna go to BRB on the stream so that I don't link the password.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So do you hear that?
Ow. Yeah,
yes.
I see you.
I'll take that as a yes. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. All right.
Papa cameo. Live Papa cameo.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the first thing. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, so I think the first. What the hell is going on? Wait, what? I can hear it coming from.
I can hear it on the stream. Yeah, the stream is working. Don't worry about it.
Okay, wait. Oh, because you're streaming Chrome. Okay, I need to stop watching your stream. Okay, so I think the first thing.
Let's start from the top.
Yeah, sure. I'll just start from the top. Yeah.
Cool. fuck?
This is not the original version.
This is not the-
You know what? I think it's close enough, right? What's this?
I think it's close enough to get the idea for the one person in the stream.
What the fuck?
No, this is an old version.
Oh, this is
an old
this is
version.
really old. No, this is new. No, this is super old. What the fuck?
Yeah, because it's still the vocals are still like really incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Plus, I took out the string section at the end. I very viscerally remember doing that.
I don't know why that isn't in the final thing. Well, do you think you could look for the final project file and send that over to me while I break down the bass? Because that doesn't really change much. Okay, so
yeah, the core like bass. I think like just saying for everyone explicitly that the reason that the song is called Harm was because Popbot had just gotten their hands on Harmor. I was teaching them how to use Harmor, and this was the first thing that they made. Yeah,
this is the first thing I made with Harmor. So here, let me move all this into a group and then do this. All right, so I'm assuming that most people who are going to be watching this in VOD form have heard the track. So I'm not going to play it all the way through because that's probably just going to take up runtime. But I'll play the main bass and solo it like this. That's basically it. The timbral changes don't really move around that much. It's mostly just drums. So if I turn off all the processing on the bass, this is what it sounds like. Pretty wimpy. It's just the hey dash glitch. Yes, it's just Harmor.
Oh, hi dash glitch.
So the main movements of the sound are coming from a lot of automation. So the main things I'm automating are the phaser and the pluck on Harmor. So the pluck is essentially a something that controls how quickly the harmonics or the partials decay. So like if I insert a new instance of Harmor here and turn down the pluck, then it's going to sound all plunky. It's going to sound like it's if I turn down the pluck, that's going to be changing how fast the frequencies decay. But that's it only sounds like it's sort of being low passed because it's attenuating the decay time of the higher frequencies, which we can change with a mask very quickly here. So pluck shape, right? This is like longer decay times for the lower frequencies and shorter decay times for the higher frequencies. But if I did this, then this would be longer decay times for the higher frequencies and shorter decay times for the lower frequencies. Like that.
Yeah, there's the Ableton spectral time that has a knob like that as well.
Yeah.
I think both the Ableton spectral knobs have a knob that does the exact same thing.
I think so, yeah. So that's what pluck is doing, and I'm just automating it because it's in this sense it's very similar to just a filter cutoff envelope. Or that's sort of the function, the role that it's playing. And then I'm also messing with the phaser. So if I open up the spectrogram here, then a phaser can be accurately described as like the same filter shape duplicated upwards in the frequency spectrum, and you're automating the frequency of that upwards. So like if you look here on the spectrogram, then that's just a notch filter. It's multiple notch filters that you are moving upwards in frequency. And of course you can change the shape of the filter. So if I go to custom and the filter and instead do a filter that looks like this, then that's going to be reflected in how the harmonics are reacting to that. And I'm just automating that on this bass. So if I resolo this and I open up the spectrogram, that's what I'm doing. That's how you get the really sort of resonant high end in the bass. And obviously there's also a pitch envelope and a sub happening. But yes, that's the main characteristics of the sound source of the bass. And then everything after that is just a shit ton of distortion. So if I actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move these out of the group and then slowly activate them. So that's basically all the way there. I'm just saturating the shit out of it with the Ableton Clipper. And then I'm applying a little bit of reverb to this with the reverb that I like called Outer Spaces, which allows you to control a lot of parameters involving the sort of size and shape of the room and how the reflections are arranged.
Where can I find Harmor to use in Ableton, or does it work with Harmor already in FL? Yeah, like Dash said, they used to sell it as a standalone, and you can still find it as a standalone.
Yeah, it's not legal though. You have to pirate Harmor if you want to be able to use it in another DAW other than FL, which sucks. It's so annoying. It's like really.
No, it is fucked up and evil.
Yeah, so
because Harmor, I think, is like probably the most powerful purely additive engine that we have. Send me a DM on Discord. Send me a DM on Discord.
Yeah, Harmor is very cool.
Typically, send me a DM on Discord.
Yeah, so Outer Spaces is adding mainly width and also a little bit of texture to the decay. And then everything after that is mostly just dynamics control and stuff. I have 2 soothes apparently. I think that was probably something that you did. Oh, okay. So it looks like this soothe is taking a sidechain input from the vocals here, which sounds like that. And it's sort of sidechaining it spectrally. And then everything else, I think this is some stuff that you did. I don't think I was using ProQ and I made this. So that's just if it's
ProQ, I put it in there using Kirchhoff for everything. And then that was just for like an old visualizer idea that we had.
Yeah.
I remember we had an old visualizer idea where we were trying to use the bass or something, or try to use the alpha of the loudness of the bass to modulate some visual thing that we ended up not doing. Yeah,
because it was just annoying. Okay, so that's the main bass. I mean, hopefully I explained that well enough. It's very simple in how it's constructed. There's really nothing unique about it.
No. Hit A. Don't say simple. Hit the letter A.
Okay.
Scroll down.
Yeah,
it's very simple in how it's constructed.
Well, like the sound source is very simple.
It's like very simple.
I mean, I did a lot of detail automation, but aside from that, it's very simple. And like the sound source is very easily replicable about that.
Sure, maybe.
Sure.
I can maybe accept that as true.
All right. Now I want to talk about the kick now, because I think the kick is the most important thing in this track, in my opinion.
The kick in this track is stupid.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this is the synthesized kick here, which sounds like this. I don't know why I still have it in MIDI, but I'm glad I do. But actually, if I go into the waveform for the kick, it's mostly not there. It's mostly clipping, but it's an enormous kick. And I actually don't think I'm using sidechain. I don't know. I don't remember setting up sidechain for this.
I did manual ducking. I did manual ducking for some stuff, but I don't think it's sidechained to the bass. I think it's all just like yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sidechain.
Yeah, there.
But it's mostly being clipped because like the kick the kick moves past it, so it's still clipping after the sidechain is over. But it's a really, really insanely powerful kick. And I'm gonna go through.
It's cool because it's basically doing like a tear out gun style like effect, but like completely disregarding any sense of like pre-shift that a lot of tear out guns have. Because a lot of tear out guns are like trying to be outside of the way of the kick.
Yeah.
This one's just like gaga 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 gaga.
Yeah.
Gaga gaga.
So, all right. So once again, I'm going to turn off all the processing for this and just look at the sound source. So this is the sound source. I'm using a saw wave as the main oscillator for the kick. And a really harsh noise click. So this is the saw wave. It's just an amplitude envelope and a pitch envelope. You know, there's nothing any simpler than that going into some distortion. and then the noise is adding that super violent sort of, you know, getting slapped in the face. And then the main like character of the kick is coming from Rift, sort of, because there's this noise mode ghost, and because Rift allows you to do bipolar distortion, I can distort just the top bits of the waveform. So like every cycle, you're getting a little bit of distortion. If I'm only distorting the top bit, like if I was distorting all of it with like a normal distortion, then it would sound a lot more uniform. But because I'm only distorting the top bit of the waveform, then the distortion sort of alternates every other zero crossing. So if I turn it off, then it's, you know, you get that sort of crunchy stuff that's coming in and out. Then Saturn is doing some sort of shaping on the frequency spectrum with a little bit of saturation. Then EQ8 is, that looks like it's turning down the sub frequencies, but because of the way that low pass filter or high pass filters work in a lot of EQs, it's actually sort of boosting them. It's really difficult for me to explain, but it sounds, especially if you're moving it into a clipper or you're distorting it in some way. If you put a high pass filter before it, right where the cutoff is, like if the cutoff frequency is right where the fundamental is,
you've got the phase switch thing that's happening around that point. If you want to do it like in a quick and dirty way, like really low latency, like it's really really obvious with autofilter.
Yes,
autofilter has it like super duper obviously.
Yeah.
But that's a really good technique if you want to get like something, especially if you've got something that's ended up being really muddy through your process of design. Having like a high pass filter into a distortion is a really good technique to like really bring out the core character.
Yeah. So it's sort of like weaponizing the phase issues, I guess.
Yeah.
And then of course Kirchhoff EQ is doing some real shaping, right? So this is sort of adding color with the high pass filter, but this is doing more just fine tuning to the sound. And then of course I've got some insane multiband dynamics just doing everything else.
Yep. Patented pop-out EQ OTT3.
Yeah. So multiband dynamics is doing the main lifting on the kick there. So I'm gonna, hopefully that was a good explanation of what's happening. And because it's so loud, it's just distorting everything else and dominating everything. I think
find where it's. Oh, I figured out. I know why. It's because it was 2 versions of my PC ago.
Ooh, do you still have it?
Yeah, I should. I haven't lost any of the project files from this time, but I can't guarantee I'll necessarily be able to open it.
Okay. Well, let me know.
I think that's still useful, and we can still like show.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everything is still here. It's just we messed around with the mix a bit, so it's not gonna be the same. I think all the thing that I really wanted to talk about was like,
you have the last version. I am almost certain.
I might have just looked in the wrong place. Yeah, but the main thing I want to talk about anyway is just the stuff I'm doing on the master with the processing on the master. So, and that's still here, so it's fine. I think the only other element in this section that matters or that I can talk about is in the vocals, because these this is
me and Pop were fighting initially about like how to do using the vocals in this. I think like the main reason we stuck with it was because like from a songwriting perspective, the vocals add like a lot of like just reinforcements to the flow. But also I think like the one benefit that the vocals have that's really really nice is it's I was saying this to someone earlier about using vocals in a different track, but vocals allow for listeners who are less easily able to like wrap their heads around some more abstract stuff. It gives them something to hold on to. It's a like a grounding point for listening to stuff, especially with like experimental music like this. Because Harm I think is a really weird track. I was trying to figure out what genre I would pitch it as. And like my friend Midsector was like, it kind of arranged like a PC music track, which I think is true. I think like the vocals do a lot for that. It's got the same kind of thing where it's like, because the idea is so like not defined by like other conventional genre restraints, having vocals like helps make it like brings into sort of simultaneously brings into relief how weird it is, but also makes it easier to follow along. Hi, Happy Boy.
Oh, Happy Boy. Yeah. Vocals are. Yeah, I totally agree with you at this point now. Vocals are very important to this.
Yeah. Papa was not a vocal fan before we started doing music together. Papa was not using vocals.
The first thing we made, which was not setique. See if I can. It was on your Flip EP.
Yeah.
That was vocals. That was like the second time I've ever made bass music with vocals. Oh, wrong.
This is the wrong EP.
Thing. Yeah.
Shush. It's in my playlist. It's in playlists.
Okay. Wait. There it is. It's such a. I still like this track a lot. Okay.
I figured out. I know why. It's because I know I can find it. It's because the Harm project file existed before the name .setique.
Oh.
Existed.
Yes. Yeah. So do you know where it is now?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and open this up real quick.
Okay.
Just want to quickly rename this too.
Okay. Yeah. So. So this was the first thing we made, which not many people have listened to. A few people have listened to it. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, I'm very new to.
I think that track is underrated. That's my hot take. I think that track is super underrated. Yeah.
So I'm very inexperienced when it comes to working with vocals. The first thing I did with vocals was weird, dude. I used to be like ridiculously active on the Mr. Bill server before I was modded on there, and there was this person, Sam, who back then had the alias DJ Come Man, and it's definitely
Christ.
Yeah, it's definitely something. And I still to this day have no idea whether or not like his whole deal is like making music as a joke or not. Like whatever. The point is he liked to sort of get some of the people on that server to do remixes for him because it was fun and it was something that, and most of the other people were doing sort of like jokey, like, this sounds like shit sort of remixes. But it was going on Spotify, so I kind of wanted to do something interesting. So I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. Actually, let's see if I can find it.
Shout out everything. Big shout out everything. We hate Windows Explorer here.
Yeah, everything is the best. Okay, I think this is it. I don't know if I showed this to boxkitty or not. But yeah, this is the first thing that I ever made with vocals. That
You're gonna
was
have
like
to redo the link.
What link?
The soda bus if you're gonna open a new project file.
Oh no! I just put the render in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I need to send it. I'm just gonna put it here. This was very, very early. So yeah, that was the first thing I made with vocals ever. There's a section down the line here.
Almost near DM.
Yes. Okay. really weird shit. I don't know how I feel about it at all. But whatever, that's not what I'm talking about right now. Yeah, I mean, I think the next thing to talk about for this specifically would be, I mean, the snare is pretty self-explanatory, right? It's just layers. Maybe this
Explain it anyway.
Sure, I guess. It's there's literally like nothing at all to say about it except for the. I mean, it's like the least interesting snare in the world. I mean, like, you got this layer.
It's a pretty decent snare. That's my take.
You got this layer. I guess something interesting.
Yeah. Like, I think the color layers on the bottom are kind of nice.
Sure. This stuff happening.
Yeah, these layers.
Okay.
Was that from like the big run of snare design that you did? I don't remember.
What big run of snare design?
You did the thing where you spat out just a bunch of snares.
Did I?
And then you had to sort through all those snares. It wasn't, was it?
I don't remember doing that.
I viscerally remember you making like a stupid amount of, like an unwieldy amount of snares in one setting, and then going and clicking through all of them.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you mean the Foley sample pack I'm working on?
No, it's not for the Foley one. It's something else. Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
I legit, if I have like 400 snares that I just don't know about, but you do.
I will find it. Yeah. I will find it. I remember it being sent.
Okay. I sent it to you? What the fuck is... Oh my god. Was I in one of my states?
It was in a project file. It was in a project file somewhere. There's like just a lot of snares.
Huh. Alright. Well.
And then that way... Oh, OMG. The boxkitty cutie pie snare. Available now.
The fuck?
Always... You should buy myself back.
Oh, yeah. That's yours.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
That's what I'd like.
Listen to that.
Tune the snare.
Yeah, so I'll turn off the processing. Actually, yeah, I should talk about the snare. So this is the snare without any processing.
It's pretty self-explanatory, head ass.
Gosh. All right, I didn't know that there was processing. I thought it was just layering.
Pretty simple. Pretty self-explanatory.
Shut up, okay? Yeah, I mean, the most like important thing about the snare is the reverb swarm. So if I turn off the reverb snare, aside from the distortion that the clipper and the OTT are introducing, the reverb swarm is what's adding the sort of like sound. I hope the microphone picks that up, because each one of these reverbs has the exact same settings. Oh, you're gonna get a rant here. So because each one of these reverbs has the exact same settings, then each one of the reverbs has the same resonant frequencies. And because of the way that the Ableton reverb is structured, it's if I remember correctly, it's a bunch of parallel comb filters that are being fed into a bunch of serial all-pass filters. And because the frequency response of an all-pass filter is just flat, right? But the frequency response of a comb filter, you obviously have a lot of resonances in a comb filter. And each one of these reverbs, all of the comb filters are in exactly the same spots, then the resonances of those comb filters, as opposed to being only in parallel, there's going to be amplified in series, which means that you're going to bring out a lot of the internal resonances of the reverb when you duplicate it like that, which is how you get those really sort of formanty metallic sounds, because those are the resonant frequencies of the comb filters in the reverb being amplified.
It's also like because it's Ableton stock stuff, it's very easy to macro out and then just hit random.
Yeah. I don't think I did that
as a design technique.
Yes, I do have a tutorial on this channel about
on this channel. So. You should watch it. Always be promoting.
Yes. All right. So there's a self-explanatory snare. I don't think there's actually nothing else to talk about for this section, unless I'm doing like with stuff, which I'm not. Okay. So next section.
The project file is in your Telegram. So if you want to
Telegram. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, so that's downloading. I think you did most of the bass design for this. I think. So
this one,
yeah, what is this?
I was listening to like a bunch of Little Snake, and still am. I'm on a very Little Snake like arc of my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let me move my Discord so I can get a better look.
Okay.
I can take a conscious look at this project file. Just hit a Z for me real quick.
What?
Hit Z for me real quick. There we go. No, I don't remember the sample at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the big thing I was like influenced by was like the way that like a lot of the Little Snake stuff feels impacty. So like the impacts come in and then just a bunch of other stuff happens and like all of the as like a one beat. So this one beat feels like it drags on forever and then like paired with a short thing, and I feel like that as a contrast to the like dugga kind of feel of everything. So that would be like really fun. Yeah, that's a big thing. And then also like the type of flow. I think that's some of that's from you.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was something that I did. I'm not sure though. It was a while ago. Oh, this you did this entire bass. I still don't know how it works. So maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, hit A. I don't even remember.
Okay. Yeah, I've got no clue. It looks like you're using a sampler.
Oh yes, yeah.
So
I know I was using a sampler. It's because I like throwing in when I feel like when I feel like playing and having fun. I throw things into sampler and then I just like FM them through sine waves. And it's a really easy way to get inspired really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been doing it a bunch last couple months. Is especially stuff that I do. There's some kind of like textural quality that I like that I want to play with, but I'm not sure what. I'll throw tonal stuff into sampler. The other reason I was using vocodecs for this, I remember as well, was because I wanted to I thought it would be fun to like play with vocodecs and the FL crossover stuff in this project file. I remember that as well. So I think the vocodec setting, if you turn that off, is going to be really, really interesting.
Okay, wait, let me
so if you
let me bypass.
Yeah, all that nice like fluttery high end stuff.
Yeah, sorry, let me do this ALP real quick so I can.
You know how it goes.
Yes. 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 Okay. And we're back. So yeah. I mean, I think the other bass was the one that I couldn't get right, was somewhere. It's like the that one.
Okay, Carol, yes. Yes. I also just got my hands on those.
This one? Maybe not that one. I don't remember.
This is now the second. It's now officially canon that like 2 of the released boxkitty tracks feature very prominently the 808 cowbell. I think that's fun.
Yes. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I really enjoyed during this section putting in stupid little fills. Like, I don't know. There's something.
Yeah. There's something like, oof. My argument is always that like there is when you hear stuff like the amen break and you hear like the cowbell like that, you're not just hearing that, you're like necessarily having to interact with every other time you've heard that in any other song. So it's not just acting like fulfilling the role of the sound itself. It's also like adding a level of recognition, especially if you've heard that type of sound a bunch. Like it adds a layer of like interfacing with every other context you've heard it in, and like challenges you to like reevaluate it, especially when you listen to it in a context like this.
Yes.
It forces into stark relief what is unique about that sound. You know what I mean? Because there's lots of stuff that you interact with, like in culture, and in the world, where you stop interacting with it on its own merits. You just interact with it as like this full object, as this blank grouped like object, and you don't consider it at all. It's just, it is what it is, and you never think about it. And recontextualizing them in something like this like makes you like reevaluate that relationship and see what's distinct about it, see what's important about it. So like, as compared to like there's very tonal snares, there's also a bit of like tonality to like the 808 cowbell, for example, and like it's really, really bright and really, really clean, and everything else is really, really distorted around it.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I was not using them for that reason, but that's a very good explanation. I like I like using them because of how simple and shitty the sounds are. Honestly.
Yup.
Like an 808 kick is like just such a shit kick, honestly. Like in 99% of cases, why the fuck would you use an 808 kick from like an original 808?
It's because 808 kicks a bass is just a bass sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it doesn't knock.
But using an 808 kick as like sort of a fill in a section that's otherwise really heavily populated by this isn't the most recent one either. But it's okay. But yeah, using an 808 kick or an 808 snare in a section that's otherwise very populated.
Is gone.
Oh shit, yeah. Using one of those samples in a section that's very populated by extremely heavy and intense sounds is very cool to me. In terms of just like the sort of power that you're able to do. Because like if you have a really tiny sounding thing right next to a really big sounding thing, then the big sounding thing is going to sound massive and the tiny sounding thing is going to sound just microscopic. So
yeah,
getting that contrast, to me at least,
is very important. Did Kavari racks were a thing? The Kavari racks were through Lex Cash. It's part of Lex Cash stuff. Where the Kavari racks are from.
Sick.
If you are interested.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Yes.
Shout out Kavari. Yeah. I was also listening to like I also like the snares in this. I was really, really pushing to keep the snares the same a whole bunch, so that there would be like an echo of the repetition of the guns in this. But also because like a lot of the trap stuff I was listening to at the time, and like some of the jerk beats as well, use snares in this really interesting way, and use snare rolls like this, these really like chop snarey types of sounds in a really interesting way. And I wanted to throw, I didn't want to just do like clang snares or like dubstep snares or like drum and bass like rim E snares. I very specifically wanted the like what's it called? The chop snare, like honk feeling. This part of the group that the honk that the chop snare has is very appealing. Not that, the layer underneath it.
Yes.
Not that one?
Yes.
Not that one. It's not those ones. Chop remix. That's fair.
Yeah.
Crazy Break chop remix. That layer.
Yeah.
I think that's a Tracy snare. Yeah, that's a Tracy snare.
Sick.
Shout out Tracy Breaks. Shout out the big homie Tracy Breaks.
Yes. Oh, I think. Oh, my notes are still in here from when I sent it back to you. So this is probably what I sent to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what I sent to you, and then you made edits of it, then sent it back to me. Then I did two things, and then we released it.
Yeah. So
this is like the third to last. I guess the second to last. No. Yes, third to last final version.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's kind of stuff. I remember we weren't doing anything big. We were just doing like maybe some big sound changes.
So yeah, okay. This is different. Yeah, that's very different. And I think this section is also. Yeah.
That one's mostly similar. No, there was the dynamic range change. It turned it down, I think. Still the extra.
Yeah, this is a lot different.
Yeah, this is still more intense. We pulled it back for the section, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different, but it's okay.
Yeah, and there's also, we added an extra beat, a very specific.
Yeah.
That makes us a bitch to DJ because we hate DJ.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll talk about how this. What the fuck? What the hell? Why is that happening? You know what? You know what? I think. Oh, that's so weird. This is very strange. Yeah. All right. Well, did it with Harm like 2 days ago in private, and it's so good. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say again, like just like a very big thank you to everyone who's been like supporting the song.
Yes.
Like,
Right,
I am so immensely. I'm so immensely proud of like the reception it's gotten.
Yeah, I'm excited about it as well. Also,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I can even talk about here in this section, because like the bass here is the same thing, just with the automation on the phaser width, so bringing out which frequencies are resonating the most. Like, I mean, I feel like most people are going to be interested.
Outer Spaces automation is also doing quite a bit of work in terms of like bringing the space in.
Yeah, yeah, but like, there's very little I can say about it, just because like, oh, I'm automating the reverb, you know. All the nuances of that are very specific to this track, and if you want to use that information for a different track, it'd be a different specific thing that you're doing. Like I could say, like, you know, I'm doing an upwards automation here so that it sounds like it's going up or whatever, but that's not useful. I mean, I guess for this bit here, I could say that like, oh, I'm distorting the low end to get it, because I'm not, as far as I remember, yeah, this is just a breakbeat that I'm very heavily distorting the subs of, and then putting that into vinyl distortion, so it's slightly like crunchier, because kicks in breakbeats are usually really rumbly and like boxy, which is a sort of texture that I liked for this. And then it looks like all of the subs, so this entire group here is like all being distorted as one thing. So like the subs from this are distorting the reverb here with this saturator here, so that it sounds like it's very continuous as a frequency spectrum, I guess is a good way to say it. So like if I turn off the clipper, that sounds lame as hell. Let's put the clipper on.
Okay.
Yes. One sec.
Ugly.
Sorry, my dad is gonna go to Chipotle and he's wondering what I want. All right, see you in a sec. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only interesting thing about this section is the distortion. And maybe
I think like I think in the final version, like the other thing that's interesting about it is the way that sits arrangement wise is like we were saying earlier in the chat about like DJing stuff
Mhm.
is like this pull down and back away dynamics thing, like frequency wise,
Yeah.
means that this track is much easier than it potentially could be to DJ. Like it is actually you can blend it in with stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really, really useful and important.
Yeah.
But it also like I think ties in with like why this track feels like a PC music track in the very hard both frequency and like loudness dynamics.
Yeah. And that does remind me, there is one thing that I did want to talk about for this section. I was like, oh, there's nothing to talk about, but there is, believe it or not. So I'm very excited about the stuff that I did with the stereo width and panning on this track. I'm really proud of that. And I wanted to sort of draw attention to it because, so this automation here, that's the stereo width of the entire master. So if it's like sort of moving inwards and outwards, which I think is a very, in my opinion, a very, very powerful technique to control tension. Because if it was just the simple bass with, sort of uniform stereo field, then it'd get boring quickly. But because it's moving around in the space, like because I'm changing stereo width, there is some level of like, all right, well, this sound is coming from a place, or it at least has some sort of, like you're sort of objectifying it by controlling how it's situated in the stereo field and giving it a lot more context in that way, which just adds to the depth and texture and tension, especially when you're moving it in this way, in like this sort of repetitive motion. And I'm also doing a similar thing here, but I'll get to that in a sec. There's also this, what's this? Yeah, so for these continuous downwards motion, for this continuous downwards movement, I'm taking the stereo width and moving it down as well. Because in my opinion, if you have some sort of movement or motion, it's really important for everything else to move with it. Like if you have that, and if like, okay, let's take like just if there's just a drum loop going over it. Doesn't matter what it is. But if there's a drum loop happening over this, come on, you can load. I'm gonna make that a bit louder, just so you can hear it, and do this as well.
This is awesome.
All right, that to me,
VIP.
In my opinion, sounds significantly worse. Not just because of the fact that you have this added layer that's making it chaotic, but also because it's not all moving in the same direction. So short, in short, automating the width of the master is a way to enhance that feeling of everything going in the same direction while also adding the fact that you're objectifying the sound. So there's my spiel. Okay, I guess the next thing to talk about would be this section right before the drop. Here. Yeah, so this is the original lyrics from like that. No, it's this. So this is the source audio for the sort of like chant that we have. And let's see if I can find the audio for it. I think it's this. Yeah, so I am
talking about your Papa and Tax.
Yeah, exactly.
The chorus of shit by Future.
So if I turn off the processing, It's that with some like special processing from before. And I'm sending that through vocoder on noise mode, so that it's just the very rawest possible contour. And then I'm putting that through a denoiser so that it sounds very flat. And then of course, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's entirely mono. And then I think in the final version, this, which is just like white noise, was changed to like a sort of reverse upward sweep.
Yeah, I added my riser rack, and I just added that to some of it.
Yeah.
With the parts that were dry, I'm gonna riser rack that.
Yeah.
We'll put out soon.
Yes.
To the people soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So yeah, the reason for this being so quiet is the same exact thing as everything else. It's just contrast. If you have a very small thing next to a very big thing, then the big thing is going to sound much bigger and the small thing is going to sound much smaller.
Yeah, especially fun because this is like beyond a reasonable amount of dynamic range.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like so far beyond.
So it, like when this hits, because like just alone, this section is massive. But if it's directly after something that's so subdued and quiet, then it hits a lot harder. And that, with that wonderful segue, that brings me to this. I am going to have to try to figure out how I made this in real time because I have no memory of what I did. Well, I guess I'll turn off all the processing and we'll go through it. All right, what's going on here? Oh, I think it's the filter resonance. Okay. So yeah, so this is the same patch as before with the phaser doing its thing and with the pluck. But I have a low pass filter here with just the resonance turned way up, which is imparting this super like high frequency onto it. I'll turn up the resonance of the filter. Because the way that filters work in Harmor is a lot different from the way that filters work in other plugins. Because Harmor, all of the data for the bins and like sine waves are pre-computed, which means that until you get to the effect, the like reverb and stuff, you're not processing anything. So this entire user interface,
it's pure math.
Yeah, it's all, you're just controlling the math. And then after all of the math is done, then you generate the signal. So there's no like, okay, well, let's make some sines and then we'll like do an FFT on that and then do, no. There's no processing of sine waves in until you get to like the reverb and stuff.
Which means that's really, really fucking clean.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it means that it's like, oh, I love how Edison, I love Harmor specifically so much. There needs to be another fucking additive synth as powerful as Harmor. There just needs to be.
Well, I mean, currently I'm in the very beginning stages of working on a modal synth that will function similarly to Harmor, hopefully.
Right.
So if I can get that done, then there will be another, but we'll see how that goes. So yes, that's the sound source for the oh, you're working on one as well. Cool. Yeah, there's also a lot of spectral stuff that's out there.
Oh gee, hi Charlotte, hi Bon.
Yes, so there is one upcoming spectral plugin. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is, but it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna send you a message asking if it's what I think it is. Okay.
What I think it is.
But yes.
Don't look at it now.
I'm not going to. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah. There's also I should shut up about plugins I know about that not many people do. Shut up. Okay. That's the sound source for the bass, and everything else after that is the same exact. Almost, I think it's identical to the bass from the very beginning. It's just a ridiculous amount of
yeah, it's just distorted more. It's got.
Yeah, it's just distortion.
Open up the saturator. Oh no, you're not doing anything in the saturator. Never mind. I thought you're not doing any curve modulation in the saturator. Never mind. I'm being goofy.
Okay. So that's that, and it's, I mean, everything in this section is exactly the same, except for, let's see. Am I doing anything interesting here? Yes.
There's a B section where the B section where it's stupid and small.
Yeah, I want to talk about these vocals first though. Because here I'm using a device called Pitch Loop 89, which is it comes with Ableton. You have to like download it as a pack, but it's free if you own Ableton. It's the way it can be described. It's like it's very similar to a delay, but it also has granular functionality, and it's very cool. In short, but it's doing some processing to the vocals to turn it from this to this. I'm also slightly automating the pitch shift up to just get some slightly more upwards motion to generate tension, like that. So you have this really ridiculous stereo that's being generated with pitch loop, as well as the upwards motion, which, and because this is all just like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's all in there's no syncopation at all. It pairs well with this bass, which, even though the rhythm is still very simple, it falls more on the offbeats. So you have a lot of sort of interaction between the two sounds that aren't necessarily directly distorting each other. Even though there is, of course, a lot of distortion that's happening. Next, there's this section, which again is just the same shit. But everything is it's tinier. So I think the snare now is a clap, and it's just a single sample. It's just a little tiny clap that's being distorted, and the vocals now, instead of being this, they're now this. So you have this really sort of longer, drawn out vocal, which again, contrast is turning into this very short, higher pitched vocal. And I think if I remember correctly, this is pitched below the source material, and this is pitched above the source material. Yeah. So you also have that contrast as well. And this bass, once again,
there's also
is
like the reverb still swell that isn't in that's in the final, that isn't in this. Also from my reverb rack. Yeah.
So there's missing stuff. And this bass as well, when compared to this, just straight up contains less frequencies, and it's much less dense. Like if you look at this spectrogram, it's literally just 2 frequencies. You know, there's like the filter's resonance, and then there's the sub, which has a pitch envelope on it. That's it. That's literally all it is. And then, of course, it's being sent into a reverb and some compression for width and dynamic control. Then this layer is the same bass as this. So that's the exact same patch. It just has a really low decay time, which is exciting the reverb. Actually, it's not exciting the reverb. What am I talking about? It's very low decay time. So it's just the sort of transient-y, clicky nature. It's like the very beginning transient of the bass from the intro, which I'm panning a bunch. And then, I mean, again, there's not much to talk about. I guess I could talk about this bit now. It's all, I mean, all the sound design in this is exactly the same as this. It's just I arranged it differently. And there's some missing layers because this isn't the original project file. But yeah, it's all just the same shit in there. And then it goes into this, which is my favorite part. So this, if I remember correctly, is an operator patch. No, it's vital. Very complicated sound design. We have a single sine wave.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh wait, what is this?
Oh.
It looks like there's two sine wave actually. Oh, I didn't know I did that. That's cool actually. So it's two sine waves that are exactly the same frequency, but one of them is 90 degrees out of phase, and they're hard panned right and left. So it's wide. That's cool. I didn't know I did that. Yeah, so it's
lots of little things in this project file.
Yeah, so it's a circle on an oscilloscope because trigonometry. When you on a circle, the sine function is the y-axis and the cosine function is the x-axis, and the sine function and the cosine function, believe it or not, are 90 degrees out of phase from each other. So if you plot them like this in a parametric function, which is what J-scope is doing, that's what an oscilloscope is. In this case, it's a parametric. No, it's not parametric. Yes, it is parametric. But Jesus, I'm nerd alert. Anyway, yes.
It's your YouTube channel. You are allowed to be nerd alert.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, whatever. You're here as well. Yeah, and it's the same shit from before. I'm using the short drums because this is the simple shitty section, which goes into the considerably louder and more developed bit, but the frequency is exactly the same in that. So there you go. And there's two other things left to talk about for me on my side.
The last drop.
Yeah, but the last drop, the stuff in it it's all just exactly the same as everything else that came before. It's all the same sound design.
What's the song and design? I think the songwriting of the last drop's interesting.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So, I didn't make the basses first. So if I get rid of the basses and I just solo, I mean, you know. So these vocals came first, and then I did the bass flow on top of the vocals. So so if I just solo these, then the contour of the bass follows the contour of the vocals. So if I like this, and then oops, re-enable automation. So it's like the vocals and the bass here are perceived in a very similar space in terms of their I guess rhythmic everything. So I mean this continues.
It's funk locked.
Yeah.
Locked like a funk band.
Sure. Yeah. And then the same shit happens here. Where it's like you can have this that lyric there, and it's echoed, not echoed, but you know, reflected in the bass. And I mean this continues all throughout. So and then here it's this. So yeah, and then I mean, you know, I'm just doing the same thing. Same thing over and over. And then here originally, so this is an old version of the project file, so this still has them, but in the released version there's no vocals here, and it's just the bass. But in this version, I did the same thing here where I designed the bass over the vocals. So it's But the vocals don't exist in the final version. So, yes. Me win the sound. Yeah, win the sound.
Win the sound, indeed.
Yes, and then that's the songwriting
Hi,
stuff.
Luke. Hi, Luke.
Luke?
Luke's joining in the back off of the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there is some other stuff to talk about.
Can I mention one thing first before you talk about the stuff you want to talk? Okay. I want to just mention the width automation on the master that I'm doing because I'm happy with it. So yes, it's the same sort of stuff from before where I'm controlling the tension with the automation on the master. But so like the stereo width sort of dips down with everything else. So this is as opposed to over here where it's more blunt automation. The automation on the width here is a lot more detailed and follows very directly the contour of everything. So like I don't know. It's the width here is a parameter that just like everything else, it's not a static thing. Like if I go into JScope here, which is something that I use to monitor width a lot. It follows sort of a trend where when the kick happens, it's in mono. So like here on beat 1, it's always mono, like this. And then on beat 3, it's always in full stereo. So like, so the snare is full stereo always, like that. And the kick on beat 1 is always full mono. And then everything surrounding that is sort of working around the dichotomy between the kick being entirely closed and sort of, fully mono, and the snare being all wide, and you have that upwards and downwards motion between those two extremes. And I think this isn't in the final version, but I did something with white noise. It's still kind of there, but I don't know how much. Yeah, so I have this noise. Which is emphasizing that movement between the kick and the snare.
I think that was also replaced with the reverb rack in the last. Like some of that was replaced with the reverb rack in the last part.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Make thing like Blood of Azza. What? We're breaking that. You listen to Blood of Azza and then you make what it sounds like. I'm not Azza. You're gonna have to ask her that question.
Yeah. All right. So that's all I want to talk about. You go for it. You talk about.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about like a little bit about the I'll try to open the original version of the project file because I have that here. I want to take a look at it.
Okay.
Because still have that here. Now that I've got where it's from.
Okay.
I think I'm just trying to remember. Because I think the timeline of the project was that you sent me like there was a sketch version of it that you sent me, and then I did vocals, and I was like, "This is awesome," and then you wanted to work on more, and I was like, "Okay, but I like this version," and then you're like, "No, trust," and then you made it much better, and then we sent it back like a couple more times, and then it was done.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's cool about Harm, like as a song, and the way that Harm came together, just in general, is the way that like Harm I've spoken about like the genre and like the placement and like the playability of it. But I think the thing that I like the most about Harm and the way that Harm has come together is the way that like it takes this one idea, this one design style idea, and then just like tries seeing it through to its logical conclusion. Ableton does not want to open this project file. Ableton is very resistant to opening this project file. I'm doing my best here, but Ableton does not want to open her up.
I could try to find it.
Please, I want to see what the original looks like. I'm trying to remember what the original looks like right now.
Okay. I remember I started it when I was in a VC in glitch.cool with like 4 or 5 other people. And you were one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I remember.
I don't remember, honestly.
Let me look at the date that I've got on here. So I can tell you the date that I have.
I know it was always called Harm. I know that much.
Yeah, it was called Harm from the beginning because of the Harma. Like I said, it was started around the first time that you used Harma.
Yeah. Here it is. Found it.
Yippee! Yippee! Yahoo! Yahoo!
Okay, so this is June. I started this in June, which was a while ago.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Yes. All right, here it is. I think this is the thing that I initially sent to you. I'll set this one of us.
The son of us link is dead.
Yes. Just a sec. All right, there it is. Okay. Alright, well that's definitely something. And this is the I guess that's what I sent to you.
It's amazing how much messier it is than the final version.
Yeah.
It's like actually amazing. Like listening back, how much cleaner the final version came out.
Yes. Let's see if I can find. Is it not in here? It's gotta be. Oh. I'd be surprised if it's not. Okay, well.
Alright, I think that's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming by.
Yes.
We got more setique stuff in the pipe coming very very soon. Yeah.
My breeder just got here as well, so one sec. Yes. Bye. Thank you.